Hello, gorgeous humans. Welcome to the morning show. I am your host, Marley Ansel, at Marley Ansel on the Instagrams, and this is the morning show where you come to get your daily dose of inspiration and level up into your highest being. It's all about real life, but we make it magical, and there is so much to talk about. So let's dive in. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, gorgeous humans. How are we feeling today? I'm feeling some big vibes. I'm telling you, I know we've been talking about it all week, but I am truly feeling some really huge change energy. So let's talk about those cosmos because there is some things happening for us. So you guys know we've talked about the Pluto going into Aquarius. We've talked about Chiron conjuncting the North Node in Aries. All of these things are things that you will not see again in your lifetime. All brand new stuff. And then we had Mars, Venus, and Mercury follow Pluto into Aquarius. So it's like boom, 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 one thing right after another of all brand new energy. So the thing that's happening today is Venus and Mars are conjunct. Venus, who knows the book? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, right? Masculine energy, feminine energy, right on top of each other, coming together. Now, practical astrology over here. I am not your well-researched, having done astrology my whole life. My mom is an astrologer. It's been a part of my life my whole life. I know enough to be dangerous. But with this energy, here's what I'm gathering from it. And this is just my personal intuitive feel on it. Masculine and feminine coming together is how manifestation happens. Masculine energy and feminine energy combined as one is how we manifest in the physical realm. So here's how I want you to think about it. Masculine is the actions we take. Masculine is the structure. Masculine is that's really a good definition for it. Masculine is the action you take and it's the structure. So it's like the direction that you go. Feminine. Now I love me some good feminine energy. Masculine's great. We need both. There is no one is better than the other. You need both. But if I was a little biased, I would say I love some feminine energy because it's the creation. It's chaos. It's this like if you can imagine like a hurricane, like that's feminine energy. The reason we need both is because masculine becomes the structure for this beautiful, chaotic, feminine creation energy to flow through. So, the way that I like to describe it to help our brains kind of wrap around is if you can think about like the Grand Canyon with a rushing river going through it. The canyon is the masculine energy, the rushing river is the feminine energy. If there was no structure, there would be no river. You see, the water would just go everywhere. But because there's a structure, it like funnels this very powerful energy in a direction. So when it comes to manifesting and creating on the physical plane, as humans, we are both masculine and feminine energy. Now, some of us are skewed more one way than the other. There's nothing wrong with it. But all that is to say is that maybe you're more comfortable on the masculine side than you are on the feminine side. So if you look at your astrology chart, you're going to see all of your planets laid out, all of your signs, all of these things. You're skewed one way or the other. You might have more feminine energy in your chart than you do masculine, or vice versa, or you might be perfectly balanced. Who knows? But you got to look it up to see. Mine is skewed more on the feminine, and I like it that way. But I'll tell you where this comes into play practically in my life. Because my energy is skewed more feminine, I prefer no structure. I prefer just basking in the creation energy. I would if it was up to me. and I if it was up to me, I would just bask in my inner world all day long. But here's the thing. In order to fulfill the mission that I feel called to, I need that masculine structure, right? in order to come and share with you guys the things that I receive and help to teach you the spirituality and the things that I have learned in my lifetime, I need some sort of direction, some sort of structure to deliver that. So, a lot of the work in my life has been putting these masculine structures in place so that my predominantly feminine energy self can flow through something in a constructive way. So, revert back when we're talking about manifesting and Venus and Mars here now in their perfect balance, starting a new cycle together. The masculine energy is the action that we take. We can think about it like this. And then the feminine energy is the intention, the creation. So when it comes to manifesting, here's how it works. You have an idea, some sort of energy that comes into your mind that you're like, ooh, I would love to create this. I would love to experience this. All things that are created in our physical world were first an idea. Every single thing that is man made was first an idea. So it comes through the crown chakra. This creation energy comes into the human. And then through the actions we take, we start to manifest that energy into physical reality. So when you're thinking about something that you're wanting to manifest, what you've got to get super clear on first is the feminine energy, which is what is the energy that I want to experience in my physical reality. This is where you're like, what's my intention behind what it is that I want to experience? What is the feeling that I want to have an experience of? And then you can say, what is the physical thing? So when you receive the energy, and you're clear on it, and then you take the action, that's when it starts to come into physical form. So it makes me think about back when I first started coming online and teaching and coaching and all of these things. I had an idea for the Lightworkers Society. The Lightworkers Society was this, just received it into my brain. And it's like, oh my gosh, to be entirely honest, and this is how most things that feel very, very aligned come in for me, I don't ever remember the exact moment. Like when it becomes something that ends up being very, very big and influential in my life, I don't ever remember the exact moment that the idea came. But I remember receiving the Lightworkers Society and just knowing, like, oh, this is a thing. This is a thing. So let's think about this. It was an idea. It did not exist. And through allowing the idea to come through my chakra system, I then started to gain momentum, gain energy. What's the intention behind this? What am I wanting to create here? What does it look like? The vision starting to become more and more clear. And then I started to take action to start to create it. Things like a logo, things like the structure in which it was a course back then, in which the course was going to be delivered. So do you see how it went from intangible and now it's starting to become tangible through the physical action that I'm taking? So all now it's a full blown course and now it's my brand and now it's evolving into another iteration which I'm going to be announcing in the next few months. Very excited about it. But all of this is to say masculine energy is the action you take, the structure in which the feminine creation energy, the idea, the intention, the feeling comes through. So Mars and Venus right now, right together, masculine, feminine, polarity. This is a huge time for bringing our manifestations to life. It feels to me like the beginning of a new cycle where it's like, oh, the energy is ripe for our rebirth, for our creations, for what we're wanting to put out into the world. Everything is now coming into this place of it's supported because not only are they conjunct, they're in Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about the people. It's like, what do you want to give to the world? What is your gift that you want to put out there? How do you want to contribute to raising the consciousness, our evolution as a collective? What is it that you've been wanting to do that you feel like you need to contribute in some way? All of the energy right now is so ripe for it. So get super clear. What do you want to create? What's the idea? And then start getting it like more into your body because we manifest through our bodies, embodiment. Get it clear in your mind. What does it look like? What do you want it to feel like? What is the purpose behind it? What's the intention that you want to create with it? And then what do you need to start doing? What's the structure you need to get in place for this idea to become a physical reality? So the energy is ripe. All of that to say, the energy is ripe for our manifestations to come to light. And so today we're going to be talking about what questions to ask yourself if you've been trying to manifest something and it's just not working. We all know this frustration, amen. This frustration where it's like, I can see it. I know what I want, but for some reason, it's just not coming to light. So, we're going to talk about it. So, now manifestation is one of those things that's like very trendy. Obviously, everybody talks about manifesting it. I'm manifesting it. But we are truly manifesting all the time. And this is the thing to really get clear about that's going to, I feel, is very exciting. I feel like it will excite you and also maybe like wake you up a little bit. We're always manifesting. Always, always, always. Because our entire physical reality is a manifestation. Everything. So when we think about it from this perspective, your manifestation not happening is a manifestation. Follow? So if it's not happening, the thing you want, whatever you've been trying to manifest, whatever it is, if it's not happening for a reason. You're manifesting it not happening. Okay, so let's think about this because there are some things that can kind of trip us up. We can say, "Hi, Erica. Good morning." We can say, "God doesn't want me to have it." Ooh. We can say, "It's just not part of my destiny." We can say, "It's because I have karma." There's a lot of things that we can say that will throw our power outside of ourselves. But all of that is just a distraction, lack of a better word, from asking yourself the questions that you really need to ask yourself to understand why you are manifesting your manifestation not happening. Okay. All right. So write these down. If you've got your journal, write these down. So at the top of your journal, at the top of your notes, whatever, I want you to write down what it is that you are wanting to manifest or that you have been trying to manifest. Or if you haven't been trying to manifest it, just write down what you want. What you want. Ideally, I would love this, right? And then underneath it, I want you to ask yourself, why do I not want this? Oh, what? What? Why do I not want this? Why would I be afraid of this happening? So, what you want, why would I not want this? Why would I be afraid of this coming to be? Now, these questions, although they seem like the opposite, right? These are going to get you to that undercurrent energy. These are going to get you to those under the surface things that are manifesting in the form of your manifestation not happening. So we got to get clear on why I wouldn't want it. Because here's the thing, the formula for manifestation is easy. You can write this down too. You have an idea of what you want. If it was not possible to manifest it, you would not be able to think of it. Truly. If you can think it, you can manifest it. God does not give us ideas and then also be like, but that's not possible. So have fun thinking about it, but you can't have it. It doesn't work like that. Like we put it in black and white like that. It's very silly, right? So if you can think it, you can create it. So you have an idea. The energy comes in for the idea. If you focus on the idea, it's going to get clearer. It's going to get bigger because anything you focus on grows and expands. So if you focus on the idea, it's going to get more clear and it's going to get bigger. You're going to get more of the details. As you get more of the details, you're then going to get ideas for actions to take. So then you start taking the action. And as you take the action, you're going to start to build it in the physical world. Feminine energy coming in, masculine energy taking action. That's what brings the energy to life. So it's simple. So the question is, why are you not doing it? Right? And so there's an undercurrent energy that's going to stop you if you feel like something bad is going to happen if you have it. Not in your conscious mind. This is that undercurrent stuff that we have to get familiar with. If you feel like something bad is going to happen or you feel like in the having of it you either don't deserve it, like you want it but you don't feel like you deserve it, feel like you're not worthy of it, or you feel like you're going to lose something in doing it or in having it. And this can be as simple as like you think it's going to take a lot of work and you're already tired. Like it can be as simple as that. So what we've got to do is get clear on what the things are that are keeping us from taking that action, because if you have the idea and you've been focusing on it, you probably know exactly what to do to manifest it into reality, exactly what you need to do to start creating it. But if you're not doing that, there's a reason. So when you ask those questions like, why would I not want it? What am I afraid of is going to happen? Do I feel like I'm going to lose something if it happens? And do I feel I'm worthy and deserving of it? Now, if you can, as much as you can, whenever the idea of I don't feel worthy or deserving of something comes up, retrain your mind. I mean, and I know it's tough, but retrain your mind as much as you can to be like, I am worthy no matter what. I'm worthy because I breathe. I'm worthy because I exist. And then you can ask yourself, if I was worthy, it's a little brain trick. If I was worthy, then what would I do? A great question to ask. Great question to ask. If I was worthy of my desire, of what I want to create and manifest and experience, then what? And that'll start to shift your entire definition of self, won't it? If I was worthy of this, then what would I do? It's like all of a sudden this like bold self comes online. Your higher self is like, well, let me tell you what we would do. Right? So you want to get clear on these things because there's something that is blocking you, and it probably has to do with fear. It's got to do with some sort of something that you feel like, if I manifested this, if I did actually have it, I'm afraid something bad would happen. I'm afraid I would lose something in there. So you want to get clear on it, and then you want to debunk it, like unravel it. You want to be like, is this actually true? Or am I making this up? I've taught a formula in my coaching and in my programs since the beginning of time. Every program, we talk about this, every course, every coaching container. I call it the limitless truth formula. It was born alongside the Lightworkers Society. The limitless truth formula is so simple, but so profound and so effective. When you hit up against something that you've been believing, you find that undercurrent belief, because we've got beliefs all day long that we're not even aware of. We're just living in them, swimming in them like a fish in water. So when you find a belief that's not serving you, that's holding you back from doing the things that you want to do, from creating the things that you want to create, you want to ask yourself, is this actually true? Or am I making it up? And the caveat that I put on there is, did God write it in the sky as ultimate truth? Like, you will have no friends if you build a business. Just making things up. Is it ultimately true? Or am I making that up right now? You're going to receive yes or no. Of course, the answer is no. That is not ultimately true. But we got to do it because our brain has got some connection that's saying it is true. Second question to ask yourself is, does everyone on the entire planet believe this to be true? Does everyone hold this belief? Is it a universal truth? Can you find evidence of somebody who is doing the opposite? Probably. And then your last question, and don't skip these questions because you need them all to break this belief system so that you can rewrite a new one. The last question is it serving my highest good to believe this? Ugh. And that one is the kicker because every time that you get to that third question after going through the first two, seeing that it's not ultimately true, you will see that third one and you will see how you have been sabotaging your highest good. Of course, it's not for your highest good. So, no, 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 and don't skip them. I will come after you if you skip the questions. Don't skip them. You need them because by the third one you'll feel it. You'll feel the belief break open. It's biologically what you're doing is severing this roadway in your brain basically that says a plus b equals c, but it was an untrue statement. It was a plus b equals m. It was janky, it was distorted, it was not serving your highest good. So you're breaking that connection in your brain, and immediately you've got to rewrite a new one. As soon as you break it, you got to rewrite a new one. What belief would serve my highest good in me creating this manifestation? And then whatever it is that you've been working with, you've got to rewrite your belief system, but rewrite it in the positive. Don't go, no, it wouldn't cause that for me. Don't do that. Put what it would. If I did this, then it means, and make something empowering, beautiful. You do that over and over and over again as you discover these limits in your brain, as you discover these beliefs in your body, you're going to start to expand your entire being outside of your box that you've been living in. We all have a box. Make no mistake. We're all living in a box. Okay? It's just how big is your box. So when you discover the ceiling and the walls that you've been existing in that have been holding you back and you're ready to bust them down and create a more empowering, higher level belief system that's going to carry you to the level that you want to go. Amen. And the hallelujahs. So this is the work. And what I want you to really keep in mind is it's supposed to feel good. So if you're hitting up against something, like if you're trying to manifest and create something and you're frustrated and you're just like, ugh, like just it's just maddening, there's something that you need to rewire. There's something that you need to bust down because if you're sitting in like frustration and confusion, you're just rolling around in a limited perspective. That's a good word. In a limited perspective. And so you gotta ask the right questions. You don't say, don't ask what's wrong with me. You ask, what's the limited perspective I'm believing in right now? And what can I expand out of it? And this is where, you know how like right now delusion is like a trend? Like everybody's talking about Delulu. I'm Delulu. That's how I manifest my things. This is the healthy version of that. Delulu, being delusional is like, what if these realistic, logical belief systems are not true? Go outside of it. Go big. Why not believe in yourself enough to believe that you can create the vision that God's given you? Again, you would not have the vision if it was not available for you to create. So why not believe in it? Be delusional. Don't believe in what the mediocrity of a sick society has programmed into us. Don't do that. Come on now. Don't do that. Be outside of that box. And so ask yourself, what limited perspective am I believing in? What fear do I have that's going to happen? I feel like it's going to happen if I really believe in myself and go after what I want and start to do that work. Now, I will say this, it's going to take you on a healing journey. You're going to face some parts of yourself that you didn't realize were inside of you. You're going to face some fears. You're going to face some things that were programmed into you, meaning like your family's belief systems. You're going to find even things from past lives that you've carried with you that you've got to work out. One of the things that I've been very aware of, especially lately, and I'm discovering evidence for it in my chart, is expressing the full power of what I have to do and be and give. There's a part of me that fears being in my full power. And by full power, what I mean is like ownership over the power that I have over my life, over what I can do, over what I can create. There's a part of me that goes, it's not safe to do that. It's not safe to be seen. It's not safe to show your power. Without getting too much into it, just think about if you identify as a magical human in whatever aspect that means to you, if you have spiritual gifts, if you're connected, all of those things, you probably have had past lifetimes where you were chastised for it, where you were burned at a stake or drowned in a river or called a demon or a witch. But, for me, witch is a good term now. But you see what I'm saying? So there might be fear coding in your body around you fully expressing as your whole self this life. Just things to ponder, things to think about. But to keep it fun, keep it simple, and allow that journey to unfold naturally, what do you want? Why would you be afraid of this happening? What part of you doesn't want it? Get clear on those things, start working it out, take it through the limitless truth formula, and then decide what more empowering belief system can I wire into myself. Wire just means continuously tell yourself it. Believe in it. Go for it. Build a bigger box. Bust down the small box, build a bigger box. And then you'll find your way through. And it gets to be fun. It gets to be exciting. It gets to be an adventure. It gets to be magical. Just play with this. If there's not something that you've had front and center of like what you want or what you've been trying to manifest, come up with something. Make it a game. Make it fun. Make it like, I want to receive 1,000 extra dollars this week. Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. Because now, why would you be afraid of that happening? Why would you not want that? And why do you feel like it's not possible? Just play with it. See what happens. Make it fun. What's so bad about receiving an extra $1,000? In theory, nothing. But your subconscious might have some things. Play with it. Get to know yourself. All right, my loves, thank you so much for being here live. I love seeing you guys pop on. Thank you for being a part of the morning show. If this resonated with you today, if you know somebody who could really benefit from manifesting all of the things, please share this show. Share it on your social media. Tag me. I love to see it. Or share it with a friend that you know would benefit from the morning show's information and what we're doing. I love you. Thank you for being here. The three main things we covered today: feminine, masculine energy is required for all of our manifestations. Number two, get clear on what you want first and foremost. A lot of times what blocks us is we just don't even know what we want. So start getting clear on what you want. One of the mentors that I have followed for years, she always says, if nothing bad would happen, no one would get hurt, and it would benefit everybody, then what would you want? Because that kind of clears the way. And then the last thing is write it down. Ask yourself the questions. What am I afraid of with this? Get that belief system, run it through the limitless truth formula, rewire it, play with this, make it fun. All right, my loves. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. And I will see you tomorrow for another episode of The Morning Show. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Goodbye.